Does the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe ultimately lie in a Secret Wars film that could lead to a reboot, just like the comics? Well, just about everybody over at Marvel has mentioned Secret Wars in some way or another. From the VP to the director to Kevin Feige himself to multiple times being mentioned by the Russo brothers. Now Anthony Russo is directly asked about this, and he offers up a new answer that seems more reassuring. So in case you're not familiar with what Secret Wars is, it's essentially the big blow-off, the big end to everything, where you can successfully set up a soft reboot or a reboot or do whatever you want with it, really. You can kill off any character, bring back any character, do anything, as it combines literally every single thing that exists in the multiverse and the entire Marvel universe. For example, the last event in the comics actually acknowledged that the films exist in their own universe. So they actually looked into the film universe and were like, oh, look at that. And we actually saw characters and events from the movies in there. So it was kind of cool. Recently, comicbook.com got to catch up with Anthony Russo, who I think is the more well-known of the Russo brothers, because he seems to be more of the front man, if you will, that answers more of the questions. And he was asked about it. Look, are you guys going to come back to Marvel for Secret Wars? And Joe Russo said, and I quote, "One of these days, we'll have to see how this all shakes out. I don't know what they're going to do with all of these characters." End quote. So I think he's kind of right on the money here, honestly. Like, what do you do with all these characters? You're getting to the point where the MCU, now incorporating the multiverse, every single thing that's ever existed in live action exists now, all in continuity. And that's quite a lot. And I mean, if you really think about it, you can even pull in the most obscure things in here and reference them. And I think once you start looking forward into how the future shakes out, what you can do, at some point, inevitably, the MCU has to run into the wall that says, we need to reboot. Because they're already starting to introduce these legacy characters who can last for maybe 10, 15 years, like Kate Bishop as Hawkeye. But in the comics, is she going to end up actually aging another 15, 20 years and have somebody that she looks over that can take on the mantle? I mean, time will tell, but that's multiple generations of characters evolving, and you can't always keep doing that, especially that the comics are starting to go away. And I do think what he's saying here is like, look, we love these characters and we'll see how this shakes out, because there's obviously plans for Secret Wars. Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige has openly stated Secret Wars is something that they're looking down the road to do. Something that they know exists, something that everybody's talked about. It's been mentioned multiple times, so in a matter of time, we're going to hear more about it, but when is it too soon and when is it too far away? Like, you can do the Secret Wars now. It could be the next Avengers film. But then, the consequences are huge, which leads to a soft reboot. Or you do it at the end of, let's say, another decade, when you got 3 more X-Men films out in the Fantastic Four, which could be a natural conclusion, and then you can reboot everything. But again, you gotta see what the future holds, because we're only like halfway into the use of legacy characters, so there's still plenty of time left. Like, what would be the point of rebooting if you haven't even introduced Miles Morales yet? You gotta take your time and slowly get there.